Gemini, May. Get a solid plan together this month so you can be your true carefree self next month when we get more into your season. Now, when I say next month, we are going to be in Gemini season around the 20th of this month. So that's when we will go into your time. So get your solid plan together while the sun is still in the sign of Taurus. Okay. So you early degree Geminis, those are the ones born like May 20th, 21st-ish to about May 30th. You're the early degree Geminis. In the decans, if you ever heard of that terminology, the first 10 degrees of a sign are, the decan is the same sign. So you are like a Gemini, where mid-degree Geminis are Gemini, but they have the tendency of the next air sign, which would be Libra. Okay, so any of you about May 31st to June 9th, you're Geminis with a Libra decan. Now, you later degree Geminis, about June 10th to June 20th, you are the third decan. That would be a Gemini with what's the next air sign? Why can't I think of the next air sign? Aquarius. So Aquarius, you would be Geminis with an Aquarius decan. Okay, so it's kind of interesting to think about. There's so many aspects of astrology, and I started down that rant, but let's get back to what I was saying originally. Early degree Geminis, you will have the Taurus planets conjunct your sun. So those Geminis from May 20th to May 30th are going to have all those planets in Taurus close by, and those were Mercury in Taurus, Venus in Taurus, Uranus, the Sun, and Jupiter. Okay, so you're going to be actually closer to the Jupiter, Sun, Uranus, and maybe even Venus. Mercury is a little farther back. All right, so there's a lot of energy there for you, and it's like really stable energy. And so Gemini, I'm a Gemini moon, I'm a mile a minute, and I wish that I had more Taurus energy in my chart. I really do wish that, but I don't. So you guys are going to get a chance to feel some groundedness, get some things together, get your money together, get it ready so you can have the freedom when it becomes your birthday season. Okay. So mid-degree Geminis, about the 31st of May to about June 9th, you're going to have a square with Saturn. Okay. So that's definitely, Saturn wants you to take responsibility. And so you kind of have the same thing going on as far as the early degrees, with the idea of getting your finances together, getting things in order. Your mid-degree Geminis might feel it a little bit harder. You might feel the responsibilities kicking in for you. Now, the later degree Geminis have a square with Neptune. So there's this square with this sign of karma, this sign of, I think of it as the healer, and this creative, foggy energy that wants us to retreat. So a square wants one thing, one side wants, that's not true. That's more of a opposition. But a square is kind of more like butting heads, right? And so you're going to have to be careful with Neptune about how that can cause fogginess. You're going to need to be aware that you might not see everything right now and that you might need to slow down a bit, okay? Because Neptune is that great healer, but it wants us to retreat back to really look at the situation from a broader perspective, okay? So you do have a chance to slow down and to experience some good healing before we move into your season, okay? So no matter which way you look at it, get a solid plan. Now, I picked a few cards for you before, a little pre-reading, just to make sure I have the message straight for you. And I got the Page of Coins here from Ciro Marchetti's deck, Legacy of the Divine. Page of Coins. So page is that young energy, and coins is anything of value. So, that's what we're talking about, getting your stuff together. And maybe it doesn't feel like something you want to do or like to do. This is a page. He's young. He might not know how to do it. But you got this. You got this. Okay, the Nine of Swords shows up. Nine of air, nine of the mind. It's so Gemini-like, isn't it? I mean, if I can manage to stay asleep, I can get a really good night's sleep. But if I wake up and the thinking starts, this is exactly how I feel. Gemini moon here. So this is called, I've heard it called the insomnia card before. It's a lot of thinking. And she's there with those thoughts all above her. Okay, so got to take care of yourself. We know that you have a million ideas a day. Some of the messages are just to slow down a little bit and to tend to get stable now so that when you do move into Gemini season, you're not just overwhelmed in thought and thinking and busyness. Okay, now this Eight of Cups came up reversed. This is kind of a cool one. It reminds me of what I was saying about Neptune being involved with you later degree Geminis. So here's the Eight of Cups. And I don't know, it kind of had, it's Pisces energy. And I think it's really creative and really healing and really pretty beautiful, actually. So Eight of Cups is traditionally about walking away from something, but I see the attention more on what you're walking towards, and that seems to be something that you really want. Like, I just kind of get a little bit of conclusions that you're starting to get more clear about which direction you're heading in and what doesn't work for you. Okay, so let's start off this reading with, I'm going to pull 3 cards here. Let's see, we're getting 2 from the Chiro's deck. Okay, so we're just going to be doing this with the theme of past, present, future, what's been going on in the recent past, what's going on presently, and what's in your future position. Okay, so your past card is the Ten of Wands. So he's carrying a lot. I love the bird on top. It's a 10, so it's going into a new phase, so maybe it's time to put down the heavy burden. There's a lot of hard work here, okay? And the theme is about getting grounded, getting stable, getting clear with your money. A lot of hard work, a lot of burden going on in the background, okay? In the past a little bit. Now, this is present. Here's the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Emotion. She's kind of like a nurturing mom energy or nurturing friend, someone who's in touch with feelings, a lot of water energy going on here. So this is present. You might be feeling really emotional. You might be feeling like you really just need someone good to talk to, right? Somebody who can go into the deep emotions. So she is a queen, though. She is royalty, okay? And in your future position, we get the 8 of Coins, 8 of Pentacles. So he's there looking at all these charts and all of his coins, and looks like he's really taking a look at his finances. Okay, so 8 of Coins is it's a card of hard work, kind of paying off, but he's getting more into the details, like getting into the paperwork. Where over here, he's just kind of doing like manual labor. So it's asking you to take a look at all of these numbers, documents, paperwork, get it in order, because you're going to want to feel free next month or later in the month when we move into Gemini season. You're just going to want to. So you got to take advantage of this time now. Okay. The Queen of Cups, she feels a lot, and maybe you feel a lot of emotion about sitting down and doing your paperwork, but this is the time, and this is the time that it'll be easier for you, okay? Now, I'm going to pick a couple more here. I'm actually going to go into one card for each week. I'm going to use these little minis, Mini Everyday Witch, and I'm going to put one here for each week, okay? So each week of the month here in May, we start off week 1 with the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands, there's a lot of people tending to this pot, a lot of cooks in the kitchen. 5 is a number of change, and Wands is passion. Okay, and I already kind of said that with the 8 of Cups over there, that I felt like you were starting to realize what was working for you, what isn't. Even some cups, if they're full, it's okay to walk away from them if they're not for you. So there's a lot of people's opinions here, and you really got to stick with your own opinion, really. You can consult with others to a point, but not to this point. All right? There's a lot of people around you, and it might be time to put down some of that burden. Week 2, 6 of Swords. Here you go, moving forward. 6 of Swords, 6 of Air. Feels like a Gemini card to me. It's being guided out, okay? So there's some guiding here away from all this, like, other people's opinions, all this manual labor. There's forward movement, moving you towards this Queen of Cups as we move into week 3, and you got the Strength card, and this is my favorite version. Look at her. She's amazing, and she caused that tornado in the background, and she's leaving some stuff behind, and she's leaving powerful and validated. This is the card of the year for 20, so this is exciting. There's a lot of power for you in week 3 of May. So we move into the final week. We have the 7 of Swords. It's kind of sneaking past that crest, that like family crest up there, 2 swords up there. Okay, so there are some relationships that you may have to decide if they work for you or not. This could even be like relationships with, this could be like things like your subscriptions that you have, the things that you're paying for. There may be some things you need to walk away from. Talk it out. If you're in a relationship, talk it out with your partner. Get clear about which ones need to go, okay? Because there's a lot of forward movement here as we get into week 2, 3, and 4. All right. I'm going to roll some dice for you for some themes for the month, some signs you can look for, some dates. Okay, we got Mars, the planet of action, in the sign of Gemini, in the 9th house. Okay, Mars wants to get up and get it done, do everything, get it done. Gemini is your local community, your neighborhood, your surroundings, and interesting. Okay, and 9th house is like a global neighborhood. So you might be taking some action. Maybe you're planning a trip, some travel. Maybe you're going to sign up for some kind of course, some spiritual course, because the 9th house is that of higher learning, but usually a more spiritual way. And it does rule foreign travel because it's Sagittarius's house. Now, keep in mind, we're going to have a Sagittarius full moon during the month of May. So let's see, when is that full moon? It is, I see the new moon. Where did we go? Full moon, right on the 23rd of May. Okay, we have the full Sag moon at 2 degrees, trine Neptune, opposite Taurus planets. Okay, so that's coming up for you as a strong date for you. Okay, so when the moon is in Sagittarius, which it will be Thursday the 23rd through the 24th into the 25th until about 11:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday the 25th. Mark your calendar. Okay, we've got, you rolled Gemini in general, so that is pretty much the later portion of May, right? We have the sun entering Gemini on the 20th, so things are really going to pick up speed for you around the 20th. Now, some of the advice I had given about the Sag full moon on the 23rd was to plan a trip. So this might be a time where you start doing that, where you really start thinking about where you want to go, what you want to do. Your trip may need to include some kind of form of healing or some kind of form of water, so that you can really address if you're getting enough sleep and really catch up on some sleep. I see a lot of watery elements here to help and aid in your healing, right? And not that you have, I'm not saying like there's some major thing you have to heal from. I'm just saying in general healing, which we all need as we make our way on this planet. All right, Gemini, I think we talked about everything. Have a fabulous month.